Yeah, we're out on Interstate 45. Yeah, I'm just calling to see if you got some oil. I think we need OW 2040. No, 2047. 47, yeah. Yeah, this truck's leaking oil, and me and my patron were riding. Yeah, we should be able to get to the store, but we're just the oil light on the truck. It says the oil temperature, the oil consumption, something I don't know, but it's leaking oil when we get out and checked it out. Yeah. All right. Well, but y'all got it in stock. OW 47. Okay, we'll be there. Me and my patrons. All right. Thank you, John. I appreciate you. All right. Great customer service. 5 stars, baby. America. All right, y'all. It's getting spicy. Told y'all. We're riding, baby. Y'all clap it up for Dr. Phil. Once again, we're going to clap it up for Dr. Phil. Gave Trump a fair shot. Put him in the spotlight. This thing got so real, man. They started, they got censored. It got taken off. It violated the TikTok terms. I mean, oh, man. I think it had an issue with Facebook. But if you got to go check this interview out, I've seen a lot of you guys in our previous video that said you got to watch the interview, and it's amazing, man. Go check it out. You can watch the full 1 hour on interview on X, Twitter. But yeah, again, we posted a couple clips, but then they also got like copyrighted and stuff like that. So I know it's real shaky when it comes to Dr. Phil. But just overall in general, when it comes to Dr. Phil, with a lot of you guys, I know some of y'all like, oh, this and that, but you know, it's breaking the internet right now. And I liked it when he asked millions of people, would you vote for a convicted felon? And everybody, and 91% said yes, and 9% said no. Over 1 million people answered that poll. That question. Boy. Well, let's jump straight into this video, man. I hope y'all are having an amazing week or a weekend, and that you have an amazing start to your week, upcoming week, and that the month of June treats you guys well, man. We're living in some dark times. And again, America isn't America anymore, and we need to get back on track, man. And pretty soon, we'll be able to go to the voting booth. These next 5 months are finna get spicy, y'all. Then this truck's leaking oil. You know, it's a small leak though. It ain't that bad of a leak now. You know, but she still rides and she still cranks up. So we're gonna get to November, y'all. We're gonna get to November, baby. But let's go and check this one out. I know this video is about the whole Dr. Phil situation. So let's go and jump straight in. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, baby. I love you guys, man, and I encourage y'all to spread that love, man. Yes, indeed.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Well, it seems like it's happening, folks. Exactly what I was talking about, exactly what we were hoping for. Simply for Donald Trump to put himself out there, presenting himself to the world honestly. That's what's needed. You know, everybody's got this idea of who Trump is in their mind, but you can't let other people define you. You know, kind of like what's happening with Joe Biden, for instance. He's been defined, he's been declared as a dementia patient, and now, of course, the only way for him to disprove that is to go out into the world and give inspiring speeches coherently, you know, speak, do your job, give the people what they want, give them the goods. That's how I guess you dispel the rumors. Well, of course, we know Joe Biden doesn't have the ability to do that, but Donald Trump...
And it's bad, man. We've become a laughing stock, y'all. For real, it's bad. And again, I'm not laughing this video. It's bad, man. And then just this morning, he's trending again in an interview they did, and nobody knows what he's talking about. Po fella, man. Po fella don't even know where he's at. It's not funny, man. Y'all come on here laughing and giggling and Putin. Some of y'all laugh so hard, you fart. Yeah, you patriots be laughing so hard. And you patriots let out the loudest fart after you get done laughing. Man.
Certainly does. The media has slapped so many labels on him. They've attempted to define him. He's this, he's that. You know, a lot of sticky labels thrown over the years, but nothing really sticking permanently. No permanent damage. It's all just surface level wear and tear. A couple of good events, sitting down in a long form interview, a conversational platform, a podcast, whatever it is. A couple of those, you know, nothing a media tour can't dispel. I've been calling it the humanization of Donald Trump. Well, it continues. Election season started. The new strategy is show up everywhere and simply have an honest conversation. And boy, is it working. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so I told you this stuff was good. Donald Trump makes a visit on Dr. Phil's show, a presidential special, and we were blessed with moments like these.
So watching your interview today, I think it actually gave me an interpretation that I've never had of him before, and us not seeing him more, it actually kind of hurts people on judging him. I guess if that's what the media wants to do, then they're doing a very good job at it.
Yeah, you bet. All right.
Audience members shocked after watching the interview, saying publicly that it totally changed their perception on who Trump is. And of course,
y'all, I'm telling you, the internet, it blew it up even more. Like, so many people on Twitter, Instagram were reposting it like, man, have y'all seen this Trump interview? Like, even the never Trumpers, y'all, the never Trumpers. Oh, boy. The tide is turning. It might just be a landslide. A landslide. Roll down the slide. Somebody get that barbecue pit running. Throw the coals on there. Put that lighter fluid on it. We finna cook some barbecue in November. Who got the cooler ready? Pass me a cold one. Woo! Oh man, this truck's leaking oil, baby. We gonna get to November though.
It's no wonder, and this is why this stuff is so important. This is why the media hates this so much. It's why they lash out when people give Trump this kind of platform.
But I think, and that means, I mean, it's going to be a challenge for those who are doing the debate in June. I mean, I think it's journalistic malpractice to do a live interview with President Trump on television.
George Stephanopoulos claims that it's journalistic malpractice to do a live interview with President Trump. You mean giving him an honest platform where he can speak and connect with the audience and be authentic, maybe at times slightly vulnerable? Yeah, that's journalistic malpractice. From his view, Donald Trump should only ever be represented through them as a proxy. Yeah, let us tell you the story. Don't do your own research, of course, like Brian Stelter warned you against. Just tune into George Stephanopoulos' show because he's doing real journalism where he could trash on Trump, only show you the fake conspiracies and the fake news nonsense. What Dr. Phil's doing, yeah, that's journalistic malpractice. What an absolute farce. What they're scared of is this.
When I mentioned the name Hillary in the previous to the last election, they said, lock her up, lock her up, lock her up. How would it look if I took a president of the United States wife and threw her into a prison? I hated it because I wanted to bring the country together, and I largely did. And I brought it together through success because it was the most successful economy in the history of our country. Okay. Now the difference is they're trying to do it to me. And maybe you could feel differently about it, but I don't feel differently. Conservative, liberal, I don't care. It's common sense. We need borders. We need low taxes. We need good education. We need a strong military. I rebuilt the entire military. The entire military was rebuilt. I built a wall that was so great, and I got Mexico to give us 28,000 soldiers while I was building the wall to keep people out. We didn't have what you have today. In 2016, I got elected maybe because of the border, but that border was a fraction. It was nothing compared to what the border is today, and I fixed it. And you know, in 2020 when I ran, I couldn't even talk about it. Nobody wanted to hear about the border because I fixed it. I'll fix it again. But the border today is many, many times worse than it was in 2016. When you look at our job numbers, I rebuilt the military, largest tax cuts ever Largest tax cuts, bigger than the Reagan tax cuts.
But higher
Largest
revenue.
regulation cuts ever.
I'm staying with my why question because look at this. Everybody calls it inflation, but affordability. When we talk about gasoline, under your administration, average $2.57 a gallon. Under Biden, $3.61, 40% more. Under your administration, homes, average $320,000. Under the Biden administration, 31% more, $420,000. Under your administration, interest rates, 3.8 average. Under the Biden administration, 39% more at 5.3%.
Whew. Man, make you want to pass out, don't it? Oh man, some of them patriots done already passed out hearing that. God. Boy. We're living in some dark times, y'all. Times have changed, huh? People are struggling at an all-time high. Man. People are struggling, man. Just trying to make it to tomorrow. Can we make it to tomorrow? Can I make it to the night?
Okay, now let's look at the border. Under you, average 1.7 million border crossings. Their official number is 6.4. That's from Homeland Security. It's actually about 13 million because I know I've been to the border. I've talked to the border guards down there, Brandon Judd. I've talked to Jason Jones. I've talked to the people that actually know the numbers. They say it's between 10 and 13 million. So my point is, when you look at the actual numbers, plus the things you just talked about, lower taxes, higher tax revenue, you look at that and you would say, my God, he should be running unopposed. I mean, why?
A great show, a great conversation, but most importantly, great insight into a man running for president. That's what this is. We want to hear the ideas. We want to see the guy. Where he's at mentally, where he's at emotionally. What's the message that he's sending? What's he focused on in terms of policy, in terms of what he thinks the country's priorities are? That's what people are looking for. And that's exactly what they got there. A good conversation that spanned over a long period of time that went into detail on all kinds of different topics. What I showed you was the little layer of oil above the hot broth. That's what they don't want you to see. That's the stuff they're scared of. They don't want people to know that there's a whole deep well full of this stuff. That Trump is actually not a bad guy. And that a lot of the things that he says, well, they actually make sense. They don't want you to know the truth. That's why they never show you stuff like this.
When I told Donald Trump about my wife, that she had cancer, he's called my wife not once, 7 times. You didn't have to do that.
Again, they don't want you. We make videos like this almost every day on the channel, especially for these past couple of months, man, showing you a president, man, a loving, caring president that puts the people's first, a people's president, man. And like I tell you guys, they don't want the media. They don't want to show you this side of Trump, man. They don't. They don't, man. Wow.
So all the media up there, they badmouth me every day. I love the media that badmouths me because my polls keep going up. So keep badmouthing me. You're doing him a favor, too. Keep badmouthing him.
No, they'll tell you Donald Trump's an evil, selfish man who only thinks about himself. And they want so badly to preserve that narrative that they're willing to say that basic journalism, open conversation with people that they dislike is, quote, journalistic malpractice. They're also totally willing to censor their political opponents using social media companies as another proxy of power. Surprise, surprise. Really no surprise to anyone. Dr. Phil's interview with Donald Trump, his presidential special, ran into some issues on a certain social media platform.
I'll tell you what, we put up
TikTok
promos on the social media platforms about the interview for people to watch. Submitted a promo to TikTok. they said, well, we need to review this to see if it's consistent with community standards. And it was just the promo here. I mean, it wasn't saying let's go stomp baby kittens to death or anything. Usually the review is like 10 seconds because they run it through like an algorithm or something. And an hour later, the message came back rejected. They would not put it up. And which is really disturbing to me because it was just a news promo. It was just a news promo, but they wouldn't put it up because it had Trump in it. They didn't even know if it was pro or con. It had Trump in it, they wouldn't put it up. That's concerning to me.
They pulled his ads off the TikTok platform. How utterly insane is that? I mean, the agenda's on full display. They don't want you to see Donald Trump in his authentic form. They want to be able to tell the story. They don't want you to be able to perceive the story that plays out in front of you. They want to skew the public's perception. They want to control the image, control the narrative, and most importantly, control those in power. They're trying so badly to destroy him, and most importantly to deperson and dehumanize him. They want to remove him from the process, exile him from society. They want you to view him as a vile, evil, not human, an alien entity that white blood cells must attack. That's what they want you to think. They want to completely annihilate him, but instead people are warming up to him, and he's getting a fair shot. And instead of bankrupting him, instead of destroying his campaign and destroying his business in New York, I mean, he's raking in like never before.
And by the way, right after the announcement of this, more campaign funds were given to this campaign than any campaign they think in history. Almost $400 million.
$400 million in a single week fundraising. The guy's breaking records. He's connecting with voters. He's pulling in money out the frickin' wazoo. We're seeing something here. I just don't want to define it until every chapter of the historic tale has been written to completion. Next chapter, November 2024.
Yes, indeed, man. To be here before you know it. And this thing's gonna get spicy and spicier, you guys. Put your seatbelt on. This truck has a recall on it that the airbags might not deploy. But salute to Dr. Phil, man. I know some of y'all are on this side with it, this side with it. You think this of him and this and that. But he gave the president a fair shot. Put him in the spotlight. You know? Gave him a fair shot, man. But, again, a lot of things they don't want you to see. And I'm glad we have this platform and that we get to come on here and show it to you. Let everybody see it, man. I love you guys, man. And I'm wishing the best in all you guys' life. Again, it'll be here before you know it. These next 5 months, put your seatbelt on. And we encourage everybody to go out and vote, man. Everybody go out and vote. You got to get up off your and go vote. I love you guys, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace and love, family.